We are live. We are live.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? All right. I think that might be you.
I think
That
it
the
is.
one up there it might be you. Anyway, we're gonna hang out here, see if we can get one or two people in here. And then from there, if we do, good. If we don't, then we're just gonna go, we're gonna hit record. Don't let me forget. And then we'll just start recording this podcast.
Hey, don't forget to press record.
Hold on, where say that again? Don't forget.
Don't forget.
All right, we won't forget. All right. I think we got a couple people in here. Hello, whoever's here. Let me tell you what happened. We're gonna wait a couple of minutes, not too long. And then what happens is you guys in here on YouTube, you'll see everything. You see the stuff before we start recording, you see the stuff after we stop recording, and all that good stuff. But we're getting ready to start the podcast here shortly. And then that's where you can intro, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll start talking about the subject at hand. Make sure you wash them. Anyway, we're about to go. We got 4 people in here. I think that's you. Are we good? We live over there?
Yes, I see 4 people. I think I'm one of the 4 people.
All right. You can kill your phone, baby, since we've already started. We confirmed that we are live. And let's see if it goes down to 3. I don't know. Anyway, let's start this thing going. I'm hitting the record button right now, and we're getting ready to start. I want to welcome you guys to R-BoP. This is Riddick's Book of Philosophy. My name's Philip Riddick, and this is where I talk about what I want to talk about the way I want to talk about it. If you enjoy this podcast, tell your friends, family, and loved ones to come in and enjoy my whimsical way of saying things, doing things, and thinking about things.
Please hold for a very important message.
Hey, everybody. Sooner or later, you're going to have to travel. You're going to have to take a plane, a hotel, or rent a car or something, either because you want to go on a vacation, something that you were waiting for or really wanted to do, or sometimes we have some unfortunate circumstances in our families where we have to travel involuntarily. Either way or the other, if you need to travel, you want to save some money. I am an independent TSA, Travel Savings Ambassador for iBoomerang. And I can save you 30 to 70% on your travel. If you send me your first and last name to the following email address, dcboomgetaways@gmail.com. Once again, dcboom, B-U-U-M, getaways@gmail.com. I can send you an absolutely free website, yours personally, that you can use whenever you want, and it will save you money. It can save your money whenever you are going away. You might be going away now. You might be going away in the future. This website is yours forever. So once again, if you want to save money traveling 30 to 70%, shoot your first and last name to me at dcboom, B-U-U-M, getaways@gmail.com. I want to welcome you to R-BoP, Riddick's Book of Philosophy. I'm Philip.
I'm Jessica.
Yes, she is. And I want to welcome you guys because this is going to be off the chisel. And because we're wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, what are we going to talk about? The subject of the day is social distancing. I can't even say the words.
Social distancing.
Social distancing.
Yes.
All right. Now, what does that mean, sweetheart?
From what I gather, you stayed away from people.
Stay away.
You're staying away from people.
Staying away from people. All right. Social distancing. I think it's total crap. I do. I think it's bull crap. And the reason I think it's bull crap, not because it's not important, it's very important. The reason I'm calling bull crap on it is because people are acting like this is new. This is not new. Social distancing is common sense. It's human nature. Fight or flight. That's what I'm saying. Listen, if you're in a house and your alarm goes off because the house is on fire, You're gonna get up, you're gonna run the hell up out of there. You're gonna socially distance your ass away from that fire. You're gonna get away from it. Social distancing. All right. You're mountain climbing. Get to the top, you're happy. Hooray, hooray. You walk up to the cliff. Oh, that's dangerous. You back off a little bit because you could fall off. You're going to socially distance yourself from the edge of that doggone cliff. It's human nature to get away from something that's dangerous. Now, I'm playing around with the whole social distancing thing, the whole term, the whole ideology of the thing. But it's human nature. It's common sense to get away from something that's dangerous, right?
Yes, it is. But you don't know who has something and who has what and all this other stuff. So
you stay away from everybody.
Social distancing.
Social distancing. Listen, guys, this is not a new concept. Now, why is this important? Now, I know everyone's been watching the news and everyone's talking about COVID-19, coronavirus, this, that, and the other. The bottom line is it's important to try to keep this thing from spreading all over the place. All right. Social distancing, washing your hands and all of that stuff, man. It seems like it's something simple to do. And it is, but that's what makes some people not want to do it. I was watching the news earlier today, and there's a bunch of kids in Florida, Miami, Florida. And
spring break.
They're like, this is my spring break. We booked this 2, 3, 4 months out. And we're going to live for the moment. They out there in their bikinis. I saw a couple of people wearing bikinis with masks on, That's just doggone crazy. But the whole, hey, how you doing, Kent? How you doing? The whole social distancing thing is all about safety. Now, whose safety? Baby.
The people's safety.
The people, of course, it's
people. The people. It's for people.
I know, but what people? Who are the people that are at the most risk right now?
Elderly and those with compromised immune systems.
Exactly. Now, the whole social distancing, I can't say the word, social distancing
yes.
thing isn't to protect me. It's not to protect you. All right. It's to protect the people that you don't know.
But at the same time, with what's going on, there's people who think they're completely healthy and they possibly could have it. They may be asymptomatic. So
that's a big word. Listen, the problem with this, and I'm no scientist, the problem with this is, we got Sharon Mountain Harris says, hey, Jessica, hey, Phil, good to see you. Good to see your writing.
Oh my God.
Let me explain this. For those of you that are
hello.
Hey, how you doing, Roland Alexander? Hello. For those of you that are listening to this podcast, and I say this all the time, what I'm doing is a live feed on my R-BoP YouTube channel. So I get comments and I'm responding to those, as well as you guys listening to this on Anchor, Spotify, and hopefully soon to Pandora,
other platforms,
other platforms. So this is going to grow, hopefully, exponentially. I really wanted to say that word. I sure did. I really wanted to say it. All right, now let's take some comments. Social distancing, folks. I can barely say the word. What's your view? What's your take? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Does it make no sense? What are you doing to socially distance yourself?
Some people can't.
Well, some people can't, but people, at least you can try. Flip Your Meat Barbecue. Hello, Brother Phil and Miss Jessica.
Hello.
I'm glad you're here. Put your hands together for Flip Your Meat, just because I love that name. Put your hands together for flipping your meat. I love that. But those of you that are in the chat, what are you doing to contribute to this whole nationwide social distancing thing?
I mean, but depending on where people are, some people are forced to because they are officially quarantined, so they have to.
Wait. You can't say that word.
What word?
It's quarantine is a bad word now.
Is it?
You notice they never say it on TV. They say social distancing.
Social distancing, quarantine, same difference. Okay. Anywho.
Tomato.
Some people are forced into this because of this pandemic that is going on.
Forced into it. In what way? You said earlier that some people can't help it. Explain.
All right, as far as some people can't help it because they have to go to work. Their jobs are their companies that they're working for don't feel like they're at risk or whatever thing. I mean, I don't run those businesses, but there are some people who have to go to work.
I understand.
All right, so the social distancing part doesn't work in that aspect when you are forced to work and you're forced to be around people.
But we're talking about the majority, the masses.
I mean, look at who's being quarantined.
Now you can't say that word.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
You can't say
I'm gonna
social distancing.
Quarantine.
No, you can't say that.
Quarantine. Quarantine.
Listen, if you keep saying that word, they're gonna end up quarantining.
Anyway, like in California,
California.
they have been forced into that situation.
Who?
The people in the state of California.
I've been forced. What situation are you talking about?
COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
More cases have been in certain areas.
Right.
So they're forcing a quarantine.
I'm gonna
say it.
Now there is a place, there's an area in upstate New York.
It's the same thing in Italy. They're forced. They like you can get in trouble if you're out and about.
Oh, they're shut down. They done shut down the whole country.
Yes.
But I'm talking about individual effort, individual families, you, me, your families, the social
depends on the area.
Distancing thing.
It
All
depends
right.
on the
I'm talking
area.
about individual effort, baby.
Yeah, individual
How do you
effort.
feel about it?
I mean, you can try.
You're supposed to try. You're supposed to try.
You're supposed to try, but at the same time, you know, if you
those people that are not forced to do it, like us, we're not forced to do it, and we've been staying in the house?
Some of us.
Well, you had to. You're one of those people that had to go to work. You can't work.
I was a sacrificial lamb.
No, you patient zero.
He's been calling me patient zero.
See, she has to go to work, and so she leaves out amongst the murky COVID-19 infested world, and then she's got to come back here, and I'm like, hey, oh, patient zero trying to come back to my house. That ain't right.
I mean,
hey, Carla Rhymes, how you doing, Carla Rhymes? I'm sorry,
but I mean, I have to do what I have to do until they tell me you better not. I should cough on you.
You better not. Anyway. So anyway,
I mean, but there's a situation. Okay, I have to sit there and roll with the punches.
Okay, but you're in a situation where you can't help it. All right. So aside from that, folks in the chat, type in what are you doing personally to not be patient zero?
Watching you, apparently.
Daddy Dud says, being in transportation, I will have to work until they shut down the trucking industry. And that's not good. Look, I almost cussed. If we don't have trucks, we're all. That's right. The trucking industry is the life's blood of this country. Nothing gets nowhere without the trucking industry, period. All right. Sharon Mountain Harris, EMS, firefighters, police, and essential employers have to go to work. And she says, hi, Carla. Of course they do. But I'm talking about, you got these jack wagons, like we were just talking about earlier, spring break. Instead of being cautious, careful, considerate, they're out there on the beaches. I think the mayor of Miami shut down the beaches so they would, or whatever, a drastic measure. Okay. But I think it's fine. I think it's an impossible task to think that everyone that can socially distance themselves or bring their everyone that can, they don't.
I mean, I think there are certain people who are making a valiant effort.
Thank you. I'm one of them. Valiant effort. Sure am. Yep.
Again, what's going on? What's going on? Like in New York, they are making a valiant effort. Not everyone is perfect. Not everyone can have the capability or have the resources where they can, but the majority of them I feel like are trying. And you can see that just based off of like the tourism and things of that. You can tell that it's down. You can tell that. I think the social distancing, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, I feel like it is a good thing.
I want to call it social distancing. You keep wanting to call it quarantine. Anyway, you were saying?
I think it's a good thing.
I do too. I think it's a wonderful thing.
The in some ways, I kind of feel like with the social distancing and with people like taking a step back and making some efforts, if they just stay home, um, in a way, I kind of feel like the earth can heal a little bit, if that makes sense. Because you can see in like Venice, they're all in their homes, uh, because they're not in the boats and things of that nature. The canals are starting to get clear. They're saying you can actually see the fish that are in those canals. You're seeing swans are coming back.
Oh no,
Things of that nature.
I've been to Italy. I've been to Venice, and I hope it is clearing up because when I went, if you accidentally fell in that nasty old water, you're gonna dissolve. It ain't blue and pretty like you see in the pictures on the movies. Trust me, folks. I've been there. Oh, sole mio. The canals are full of pee-o.
You're a mess. Stop it. But I do
poo poo.
You're a mess. I do think that I don't see what the harm is if like I can see the harm, but I don't see the harm. If we were able to just stay at home for 2 weeks at a time and they figure out a way where people can still be, functioning and making money or have some like paid PTO, whatever the case may be, if the government figured that out and had a way for people to actually just sit still and people were okay with just sitting still, I do feel like it could help the environment. I do.
I got you. But there's a way to do that. There's a way for if the employers, I ain't talking about us, the people at the small business because they don't have the money. But you got these big guys, the Microsofts and the Hiltons and all of those folks, the Walmarts and those folks. They could take one for the team and continue to during this time of crisis square away they folks. Hey, you get some type of Corona pay for a couple of weeks. If you're a billionaire, I sound like Bernie Sanders. If you're a billionaire and you could trim a little bit from the bottom, and take care of your people. You wouldn't have the money if it wasn't for them anyway. I don't know if that would work. It just sounded good in my brain and I wanted to say that. Okay. I don't feel that everyone should have to suffer for something that it wasn't their fault. Mm-hmm. And I think there should be some type of system in place, not at the government level. Don't always take the government to fix stuff, but if the employees, me being a former soldier, all right, retired guy, non-commissioned officer, everything in me is you take care of your Joes. Joes are your people. All right. Take care of your soldiers. You take care of your Joes, no matter what. If you're in a situation you're short on food, the Joes eat first, then your lower non-commissioned officers, then you let your Joes eat first.
That's not how society is.
Well, the military is an excerpt of society, but some of that takes discipline and you got to give a shit about your people. But if they had that concept, the people that were willing, don't take it from them. But if they were willing to help the people that didn't have more in this nation, we'd be a little bit better off from it. I just think so. Anyway, some of these comments. Carla Grind says, grocery clerks, pharmacists are also essential employees. Yes, they are. And I appreciate them. If you're out there listening, thank you for what you're doing during this trying time. I was in Walmart a couple days ago prior to Patient Zero going out today. Anyway, and I was just walking through and the people were constantly stocking and restocking and restocking. Now, there wasn't no toilet paper. They couldn't do that. They couldn't fix that. There wasn't no hand sanitizer. They couldn't fix that either. But they were restocking cereal and things like that. And as I would go by them, because they'd get out your way if they had the aisle blocked. And I said, hey, thanks for what you do. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for keeping things in stock and keeping things up here. And he looked at me. One of the guys was like, hey, man, thanks for buying. Thanks for buying. So, sidebar, if you're out and about, if you're brave enough to be Patient Zero and you see somebody out there working and they're doing something for you, the people, say thank you. It means a lot. It might be something to help somebody get through the rest of their day. All right, Roland Alexander, people that are able to work from home was told to do so here in Texas. Yeah, I heard about that. Carla Grind says bikinis and Speedo wearing beach players are not essential. They are not essential. How can you have your butt out and your boobies out and still have a mask on?
I don't understand that.
That's just don't make no sense.
I personally don't understand that. But the people that seem like they're suffering more are those in the service industry or in sales and things of that nature.
This is true. Now, if you guys want to join in on this conversation, I should have said this earlier. If you want to join in on this conversation, guys, you can call in at Prepare to Copy 910-479-4325. I say again, 910-479-4325. Where's my sound bite? Where is it? There it is.
Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
He loves this thing.
I do. All right, guys, if you want to call in and you want to contribute to this conversation, feel free. But
Maybe you should put the number in like the tagline.
I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Carla says I should put it I should put it in the title, but I don't want it in the title when it goes to the podcast thing.
Okay.
Anyway, Carla Grimes, once again, Phil, that's all and well and good, but Trump got to pull the trigger so far. It's all gum flapping. Well, I'll say this. So far, we have less deaths than some other countries. That's one good thing I'm going to say. That's good thing I'm going to say. But yeah, I do think that things could have been done better, but I'm waiting to see how things turn out. All right, we'll see. There's been a lot of yakety smackety going on, and we'll see how it works out. I don't want to get political, but yeah, I understand.
It's just frustrating.
What's frustrating?
Is the whole situation is frustrating. I'm trying to stay on topic though. So,
well, my thing is the whole social distancing thing. It's inconvenient, and that's why it seems.
How can you say it's inconvenient?
Being stuck in the house for freaking 2 weeks, 3 weeks is inconvenient. All right. For those that cannot work from home, they're losing money. It's inconvenient.
Yeah, and there's people getting laid off for it.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah, laid off, furloughed.
It is going to hurt the economy. Stock market's been killing my 401k. My tanked, but it'll recover.
Yes, but
the thing is to be
how long are we
responsible
going to
now.
be out?
I have no idea.
That's what that's why there's so much uncertainty that's going on that's making it frustrating.
I agree 100%.
You know, and then everyone's talking about doing their part, you know, hey, we're trying to contain this. You're not going to be able to contain it, I don't think.
No, it's in every, listen, 3 weeks ago, it was in like 3 states. Now it's in every state. And I'm just talking about United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're not going to contain it.
You're not.
The cat's already out of the bag. This is what I think is going to happen. All right. Even with social distancing, did I say that right?
Yes.
Even with that going on, guys, it's going to spread. All right. If people are not being tested to know if they have it or not, they're walking around. There are some people, according to the way I understand it, they're walking around and have no symptoms, but that doesn't mean that you can't spread it. So now your non-symptom having butt is going out there giving it to other folks. And that can be avoided with, what's the subject? Social distancing. Yes, indeed. But yeah.
I mean, I guess it's going to help. I think
it's helping already.
I'm confused if you're for it or against it. Because one minute you're saying pros about it, then next minute you're saying negatives about it. So I'm a little bit confused.
But I'm just talking about what I know and what I understand about it. I didn't say I was for or against it.
Okay,
I understand why
it's
going on. I'm for it if it's going to help the country. Of course I'm for it. Mm-hmm. I'm for it. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I need to find me a work from home job. That's what I need to find. Make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, but think about the people that have to commute, myself, that travel from place to place to place in order to go to work. I'm a world traveler. I go all over the place, and right now I'm grounded.
Yep.
Okay.
I understand.
So it affects me as well. So in the spirit of working from home, I got my YouTube thing. I got the podcast. Yo, folks, I'm working from home right now. So if you want to help me work from home, shameless plug. If you want to help me work from home, go to Anchor, find my podcast. There's a button right there that says support. If you want to support this channel, feel free and help me continue to work from home. I'll put the link. Trust me, the link will be in the description box. Yes, indeed.
I mean, you have influencers that are trying to get people to be okay with social distancing.
Well, see, a lot of us are. we got some folks in here, especially the barbecue community. Those of us that sit at home and barbecue, do a lot of cooking, especially the YouTube community. We're already socially distanced. What do I need to leave the house for to do this job?
Nothing.
Buy food to serve. No, I can send out patient zero.
You know, they do have Walmart delivery.
See, if I get groceries delivered, the liquor store don't deliver. Doggone it. I still got to go out.
See? And that's why he still has me as a sacrificial lamb.
So patient zero. But
you utilized me today for that.
I know. Listen,
Terrible.
It's the elderly, the older folks that are at the highest risk. And I'm older than you. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Anywho. All right, folks, give me some comments. What do you guys think about social distancing, or what are you doing?
Or you can call in.
Or you can call in for the if you want to discuss social distancing. What are you guys doing? I know I'm just staying at the house. I haven't been going out because I really have no need. My work's overseas and I'm on rotation vacation right now. So I have no reason to leave the house with the exception of getting essentials.
See, I think I'm pretty good with social distancing just because I'm always on my phone anyway.
See, now that brings up a subject. This is not affecting a lot of young folks at all. My second to youngest daughter, Octavia, she been in there playing video games since this whole thing started. I need to check and see if she's still alive.
She's never stopped.
She ain't stopped. She's still getting high scores. All right, so being stuck in the house is not a problem for a lot of these kids that are
introverts.
Introverted kids, but we got all these kids out of school now. Shucks, man.
Which also lies a problem because who's paying for, you have it's so much. You have child care, you have daycare.
If you're at home, you don't have child care. You take care of your own kid.
Right. But then if it comes to a choice of, hey, I need to go to work or I need to watch my kid, like this is just a sucky situation.
My thing is this. You got people that are at home, and now that their kids are out of school, the kids are at home with them. Mm-hmm. All right. In that aspect, hey, build your family, do something with your kids, teach them how to do some stuff yourself. Just because they're at home doesn't mean they have to sit back and watch TV or be playing video games and blah, 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 blah. Just teach them.
Right. And I understand that. I guess what I'm talking about more of are those who have to work, who cannot do the social distancing. They have to put food on the table in, some way, shape, or form, and they have to go to their jobs. They have a choice they have to make. It's, hey, I can't work because I have to watch my kid, or, I got to go to work and I got to figure out how I'm going to do this with my child who is out of school.
Yep, and they got to figure it out.
I agree. That's a hard situation. And then on top of that, it's like, oh, we want you to be socially distant, but you have a choice. There's people that have to make a choice. You have a comment?
Oh, Carlos says not so, Phil. They just stated that 20-year-olds are being infected a lot harder than the little ones as well. See, now that just came out, and you're right. I just found out about that today. Mm-hmm. Today that there are smaller cases, but there are cases of people between 20 and 50. Now, with that information, there's two things about that. First one is we don't know much about this virus, and as time progresses, we're learning more and more and more. That's a good thing and a bad thing, because now all the people out there, spring breakers, are like, ooh, I'm immune. This ain't going to spoil my party. Now they're finding out that they might not be immune, and they've been spreading this crap the whole time. But that's a valid point. That's a valid point.
There was just a thing in the news about in North Carolina, there was this thing called the Millennium Tour. And, all these people went to go to that concert. They could have that nostalgia when there was the early 2000s and things of that nature. And somebody had COVID-19. Now they put people at risk. And it was at a time when it was first coming out. No, they're not going to close off that event. They're not going to close that event. They're not going to close that event. If they did close that one event, we wouldn't have a situation like it is now. This people voluntarily went to this instead of saying, we know what's going on around here. Instead of saying, let me not go to this and take it seriously.
Hey, brother James, how you doing?
Yeah.
Aim and claim smokers. Hey, brother James.
And they decided to go to this anyway. And they put people at risk. And it's just this is a hard situation.
You know what? Like I said, I think it's inconvenient. I don't think it's the hardest thing to do. You just got to have people willing to partake. You got to have people that are willing to commit to not be selfish and commit to trying to look out for the people that are more vulnerable. We got Mona. Hey, Mona. She says, "Hey, Papa Phil and sweetheart daughter. Love to fam. Barbecue Grill Masters Empire with Big Rome. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, man. Hope you are. The question is, Mona says people are out at the beach. Arg, yes, they are.
In Miami.
It's spring break. So those of you that just came in, the question is, with social distancing, what are you doing to contribute to the cause, or how do you feel about that? If you want to call in, the number is 910-479-4325. I say again, 910-479-4325. In a nutshell, I think it's a good thing. But the people that are being selfish, I think, are assholes. It is what it is. I think they're assholes.
So was I being an asshole today, Daddy?
No, because you go out because you have to work. That is involuntary. You got no choice. I'm talking about the people out on beaches, or the people that are, I can go to the Bahamas for $59 because the airlines are so doggone cheap, and they're on their way. You see what I'm saying? I just think that some people are being selfish or trying to take advantage, or they feel like they're immune, which may or may not be true, and they want to take advantage of it. Yeah. Who's speaking? Mona says they should be heavily fined. Heavily fined. I kind of agree with that. James, I'm trying to stay away from my wife as much as possible to help with this social distance. Hey, man, don't stay too far. Sometimes they're comfortable. Moving right along. Don't look at me like that.
Oh. I can't.
I'm telling you.
I cannot.
I can't.
I cannot.
I can't.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Yes.
So general consensus, the social distancing, I can't say the word, distancing is a good thing. I agree.
Yes, I do think it's a good thing.
All right.
I truly do think it can also help the environment. I just wish they could find a way, whether it's the government, people, whatever, however it is, if there was a way to, in a perfect world, for us to have like 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, everyone just stay at home. Stay at home. They're not at risk of losing their homes, their cars, make the money they've made. If there was in a perfect world, 2 weeks of people just staying home, not doing anything, what would happen? Like, what would happen as far as, again, you have less pollution that would happen. You have a lot of situations that I think could be positive. We're killing the earth. It's people. People are hurting the earth, and the earth is reacting in a way.
So you're saying people are hurting the earth and the earth said bump it, now the earth hurting people?
Yes.
This could be a movie.
Hey, let's get some copyrights.
This could be a movie. All right, what we got, Sharon? Carla's been cooking for us since she was 7 years old. So we just needed food supplies, and we're going to slow down and stay in and have a cooking party. All right. Hey, no more than 10. No more than 10 people. You know what they say.
We're good. We're a family of 6.
All right, Mona is my dad tried, but mom's voice always found him. Tried to stay away. That's funny. That is funny. Where's my rim shot? There it is. All right. There it is. All right, guys. I think we're good. Sweetie, got anything else you want to add?
No. I think we should do a whole on your cooking chat. I think we should do a video of us drinking different vodkas and tequilas.
Wow, that's a whole different subject.
I know. Hey, I might not have a job. Might as well make the best of it.
All right, well, I'll throw that out there, guys. Hold on, wait. Carla Grimes, how do you social distancing? How do you how do you social distancing the homeless?
How do you? I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm not trying to be callous, but are homeless people homeless in groups? You know?
Sometimes, in my experience of seeing them, they have been in groups.
Okay, I have in my brain, and I have very little experience in homelessness, thank God. Be an individual, it's gonna sound so terrible. The refrigerator box by himself in the alley somewhere. Ram, give me money from
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know about that at all, Carla. That's a good
I mean,
question.
near where I work, there is a little bit of a homeless issue that I've always had.
Sharon says in shelters they are close. Let's see. I didn't think of that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, shelters. There would be a lot of people in close proximity, and I would assume that they would be vulnerable too because they are being homeless. You're out around all kinds of people.
So I guess my question is like when it comes to like jails and stuff, because they're all there.
I don't know. See, that's terrible. We gonna put them in every other cell.
I mean,
That's
I'm not trying to be
terrible.
funny, but like they said on Rikers, someone was, found diagnosed with COVID-19. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? You can't,
Clear the area. Inmate 5, clear the area.
I mean, you can't do social distancing in jail. I mean,
Yeah, this is true. See, that's something I didn't think about.
That
is something I didn't think about.
What are you supposed to do?
Wow. That's crazy.
Hey.
I don't know. You have the right to remain distance. Anything you say can and will put you closer to somebody else. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. All right.
They're letting
Sharon says they're letting some nonviolent folks go free. Hopefully the healthy ones. All right. That's terrible. All right. Hopefully the healthy ones.
Oh my gosh.
Anywho.
What about empty rental houses for the homeless?
See, listen, here's the problem. All right, now we're going to do a subject change real quick. Still social distancing, but the reason we got homeless people is because there's no way to make money with homelessness. You know what I'm saying? You can't make money. If there was a way to make money with homelessness, there wouldn't be anybody homeless. Someone would capitalize off of that. If you could make money off of the homeless, they wouldn't be homeless. All right, so that's all I'm going to say on that one. But I don't know. Let's go all the way back to taking care of your people. If people cared enough to take care of them, I'll put it like this. People do GoFundMe's for crazy reasons. All right. Just think if, and I ain't gonna say a tax, it had to be voluntary, but let's say the United States of America, those that gave a shit would contribute just $1. Out of all the millions of people in the United States of America, if you just donated $1 to whatever cause, you could drastically affect that cause, be it homelessness, be it cancer, be it whatever. But folks don't want to feel like you're taking their money. I totally understand that. But they'll spend $1 on the lottery like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
The lottery is supposed to go to education.
So he says homelessness is big business in DC.
I have heard that.
How is that, Sharon? How is homelessness big business?
I mean, are we talking about with them like
I'm talking about somebody making money, somebody making money off of the homeless. How without doing something illegal, I would say. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar. I mean,
anyway, are we like talking about the scammers? I mean, I have questions when it comes to that.
Right. I'm not familiar with how homelessness can be big business as far as something legal. But anyway, we're gonna get back. Hopefully she types that in so I can understand it. But we're gonna get back to
call.
But we're gonna get back to the subject at hand: social distancing.
All right, I have a question since it has to do with social distancing.
What's your question?
How do you feel about these influencers who are trying to promote the social distancing?
Influencers meaning what? Famous people? Famous folks?
Yes.
I think that's great. I think it's great that they're trying to promote it. You know, you get an older, respected somebody, George Clooney or somebody. Freaking some people really look up to him. They might listen to him more. You get the young ones, the Kardashians, who I don't have no idea why they are famous, or name some of these young people I don't know that are famous, babe.
I mean, well, Kylie's a big one.
Ky-
Kylie
Jenner, okay.
Yeah, Kylie's a big one. I mean, Cardi B, she's a big one.
What does she do?
She's a rapper.
She's the all.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say that.
Oh my goodness. I mean, she's a big one, but it seems like she actually, I don't feel like she's one who gets paid to get people to do stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the bottom line of her bank account or anything.
But back to your question.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Anyone that can do anything to help people to be aware.
Ellen's been big. She's been recording her talking to famous people.
I got you. All right. Sharon says there are government contracts for taking them in at night. Okay. $1,800 per night per person.
Really?
With that kind of money, I would think that homelessness would be going away quickly at night. Now, what do they do in the daytime? All right, I got paid. Get your ass out of my house. What do they do? I don't understand that. Anywho, I wasn't aware of that, Sharon. I will look into it. But guys, we're about to bring this to a close. I got to put in my shameless plug here. All right, my shameless plug. All right, now change to that, swing to this, boom, and that's not right. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming. I want to thank you for being part of R-BoP, Riddick's Book of Philosophy. If you want to support this channel, guys, feel free to go to Anchor and support this channel by hitting the support button and to help this channel continue on. I would love nothing more than to be home forever and doing this instead of doing what I do now because it's not fun. I'd rather social distance myself for the rest of my life sitting right here. Hey, that's part of the subject. If I can get you guys to support this channel, this podcast, tell your friends, tell everybody that you know, tell your enemies if they like a good conversation. And we're about to close this down. We love you like cooked food.
Bye, everybody.
And we're going to be out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're out.